Yeah,
stamina,
absolutely.
mental stamina is extraordinary.
Massively
But he's
so.
still got to get across this line. One more to become champion of the world for a third time.
John Higgins to break. Quietly, please.
John Higgins breaks off, and what he hopes won't be his last frame in this year's World Championship. He's anxiously looking to see if he's left a possible red, but even if he has, it's not an angle to take on and get on the black. That's the angle, and it would be heading towards the red and black. I think he'll just push this back up the table, play a safety shot. He'll wait for a much better chance than that. 11 hours of some brilliant snooker. I think he's okay. It's going to wobble. You could hear a few gasps from the Crucible crowd. They thought he was going in off there.
We needed John Virgo to say where the cue ball was going there.
That magnificent 131 break. Just under 11 minutes. To be precise, 10 minutes and 48 seconds. But what a break. Someone making a little bit of noise. Jan Verhaas was just giving someone an evil eye there. 23 years he's been a top class referee. Couldn't meet a nicer fellow either. Oh, he hasn't potted it, has he? Well, did he play that, Ken? What a shot that was.
I think he did, Dennis. He looked at it a few times. It didn't have many options. He was looking at the pack of reds, but it was a shot from safety. And he's got a good cue ball behind this green.
Yeah, it's definitely safe now, isn't it? But what a cut in it was.
Yeah, as John Virgo said a few times during this final, he's a shot maker, Mark Selby. He can come out with some fantastic shots, and this was certainly one of them.
Well, this is awkward. He's going to need the spider if he's going to come off a couple of cushions and land into the pack. He's going to be awkward cueing this. That's what he's looking at there. My first line's probably out a little bit, but that's what he dearly loved to play. And it's awkward with that spider. Oh, the green moved. Oh, yeah.
Mark Selby 4.
He's going to have it put back again here. But not too many moved.
Pardon? I didn't call a miss. He's hit the red.
Oh, it's not a miss.
Yeah, he hit it with his cue.
All right, so he's fouled it, so it's not a miss, yeah.
That's a good call from Jan Verhaas.
You fouled the green with your cue. What you played The cue ball hit the red, so I
Yeah.
can't call a miss. So it's just a foul.
Yeah, fine. I'm just saying,
I mean,
has it been any worse?
I think Jan knows the rules better than the players. Sometimes the players don't always know the rules.
Mark says you've had a result there, and he certainly has.
Okay, settle down, please. Thank you.
He has hit the reds. It's just he's fouled the green with the cue. You see. It's a good call. It's a brave call from Jan Verhaes.
And it's one of those rare situations where you gain an advantage after playing a foul.
Be a little bit upset, Mark Selby. He had John in all sorts of trouble there. It's one of those anomalies, and the referee is perfectly correct.
I wonder, Ken, if you asked all the players how many would get that right.
Yeah, not many, but he's played an excellent safety shot. Yeah, as a player, you'd feel aggrieved. You know, you've played a really good telling snooker. You've got your opponent in all sorts of trouble. He's fouled the green with his cue, but technically he has hit the reds.
Well, he may be forced into trying to pot this red into the right corner. He's potted a few terrific shots in this same pocket. What he would give for one now. No, just played the safety shot. Because now John Higgins knows one mistake and it's all over.
Could quite clearly hear Mark Selby saying good shot. It's not straightforward to get the cue ball back to bulk and keep the red safe over the right centre. And he's worried about if he plays one of the reds in the just directly up from the cue ball now. Where will that red be going? Maybe going into the centre of the table. So he's just having a look exactly where he wants the cue ball. Don't blame him taking his time over this one.
Just wondering if John Higgins, as he comes round to look at that very difficult red to the right middle pocket, the angle he's looking at, there's one he could double, the one above the black, and if he can find a spot for the cue ball where he's on the black and not leaving anything, he might just take the double on. Well, he was down to play the double, change of plan, back looking at the one to the right middle, big shot this. Doesn't like it, because he knows one mistake and it's all over. The double slightly a safer option, but what dividends if he could pull it off. It's not far away. It's pretty close. Oh! Look where he was. That red have dropped right in amongst them.
Let's have a look at this one again. May have thought that was in when he hit it. Max Selby's got to be careful. He's going to try and knock the red in and out of ball back up towards these other reds, but he's got to be careful of the double kiss here. Cue ball back over beside the green and brown. Good effort. Another 6 or 8 inches and that would have been excellent. Beautiful view of this wonderful theatre. Crucible. 40 years of history here. A lot of great champions have graced that carpet, and this is one of them playing his shot. What a match we've enjoyed. And we still don't know a winner. He's in a bit of a predicament here. Quite a clever shot Max Selby played. He's going to try and nestle onto this red below the black to the left. He's got to be very, very careful here. Well, how brave are you, Selby?
Well, he's not even looking at the red next to him. Now he is, because he could get out onto the black, and the only red he could leave would be the one that he would be trying to pot along the cushion, but he's had a look at it and, well, he's just working out where to put the cue ball. It's a big shot, but if it goes in, he's on the black. The only red he could leave, but he doesn't like it. He's and that's where Mark Selby's friends and family are. Bobby on the left, his good friend, Vicky, the wife, and Gareth Potts, one of the top pool players in the world. They're chatting about whether he should take it on or not. He's not. This is a good shot. This is an excellent shot. It's a brilliant shot. And Mark Selby immediately tapped the cue on the table because there's nothing to play behind there, only the brown. That's just saying, well played, John.
Yeah, he was just a couple of inches from being in all sorts of trouble. Just the fact that cue ball just passed by the brown. He's got the red. It's closest to the right centre pocket. He can play a safety shot off that one. It's fraught with a lot of danger. You've got to be so precise. Nestling this cue ball on this bottom cushion here. It's good pace. There's a red to the left centre.
Well, that's what he's looking at, Ken. Now, what a shot this would be. Oh, that's tight. It's there. What a shot that was, Dennis. You could hear Pierce there saying, come on.
Such a brave red to take on at this stage of the match, and a more difficult shot John took on that Mark Selby refused an easier one.
8.
He had a chance at that red along the black cushion. He refused it. It was a bit easier than that one John just knocked in, believe me.
It helps
13.
here that the pink's on the black spot. It was occupied previously.
$14.
I mean, some of the snooker that John has produced to get himself right back into this final, to lead 10-4 and then lose 12 out of 14 frames and then be back playing like this. No, this is not what he wanted. What have you played there, John?
19.
Well, he's found a gap there. He can't believe himself. Just got into the cue ball too much, and any sort of contact on that red just right at the pink spot would have been perfect.
Yeah, he just got down and thought, well, there's no problem with the positional side of it, and found the most awkward of spots.
John Higgins, 19.
With the green and brown off their spots, the yellow's the only one to try and get behind, but you're looking to get as tight to the cushion as possible, and that was pretty good from Mark Selby. Can John Higgins return the compliment? No problem getting down the left side of the table here. It's who's going to get the white in the most difficult position, and that's what Mark has got in mind. We've seen John do that. Could the defending champion play a similar shot to the one John played a few shots ago? Here it comes, and there's plenty of pace on it, but he hasn't got the line, I don't think. Does John take this shot on? It would be so risky. I think he's just looking at the possibility of potting one into the right corner and getting back round the table, because the green's over the pocket. But is there a path for this one he's playing? I think there is. Oh, he's hit it too thin, and he's cannoned the blue. Is the blue going to come to the rescue? Not quite.
That'll do, thank you. Quietly, please, now.
This hit that red, overcut it by some margin. What a chance now for Mark Selby. He's got to negotiate the cue ball out for, well, he's got pink, blue or green, but he's got to get away from the reds that are close to the right hand corner pocket, but there is a gap.
Yeah, there's a few options, isn't there, Ken? He could even, although it'd be very risky to play a cannon onto the left of the two reds, and he'd be perfect on the pink. But he's thinking of all the options here. Blue, the green, so he can please himself.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get a full ball cannon on the pink, he's trying to get out. He really wants the cue ball out in the middle of the table and give himself some options, but as long as he doesn't catch this pink full ball, it should be okay. No, he's played it very well. He's on the blue and he's on the green. He's okay. Cue ball needs to go in and out of balk, but one good positional shot here. Well, that's a chance he may have been waiting for. This looks pretty good.
6. Thank you. 7.
Well, they all know that this is a big chance for Mark Selby. He won the final last year, 18-14, against Ding Junhui. We always say the toughest for him to win is the one that gets you over the line, but you're talking about
13.
a defending champion and world number 1. He's used to it.
Just come a bit awkward. The cue ball needed to travel just a few more inches. He's going to be bridging over this red.
67 points. That would be a 3rd world title in 4 years.
Yeah, good shot. Doesn't have much work to do with the cue ball.
20.
Red to the right centre, followed by possibly the couple of reds just to the right of, below the pink. The black looks like it pots also into the left corner pocket. He could get on the black here as well. He's coming around to have a look. He drops this red in, gets on the black, Dennis. That would really open things up nicely.
He normally would do that, but I think he's just looking at all the options so that nothing can go wrong, but that's the shot on the black.
$21.
He's okay. He didn't play for this one. He was trying to play for the one that the cue ball's closest to, and he just jabbed at that one a little bit, but he always had options.
Yeah, the good thing for Mark Selby here, the 4 reds in open play with high value colours will be enough.
Thank you. 29.
5 reds, 4 reds after this and the black. Doesn't need those 2 reds below the black onto this bottom cushion.
And all of a sudden you
36.
can hear a pin drop in the Crucible Theatre as John looks on there. Vicky, well, she's not looking at the moment. She knows that he's very close. Looking at the scoreboard, back at the shot. A little bit of nervous energy there.
$37.
And that's fine, he's not hampered this time.
Yeah, held the cue ball nicely there. He's just composing himself, checking the scores again. He knows, he's done his calculations. You don't need those 2 reds. The ones below the black. There you see it, 29 points ahead,
40.
67 remaining. He's homing in on that. The World Championship in 4 years, incredible
40.
achievement, Dennis.
Well, when you consider he was 10-4 down and he was all at sea, he'd lost his timing, he'd lost a bit of confidence. It's quite a remarkable turnaround.
$51. $52.
But every credit to John Higgins here. At 41 years of age, he had the defending champion on the rack for a while, but he come back terrific this evening with them 3 frames with an 88 break and a century to put pressure on Mark Selby. Bobby's, well, he's saying a few prayers there.
$44 points ahead, 51 remaining. This red will put him
58.
45 ahead with just 43 remaining. This has been a sensational final, Dennis. Such
Yeah,
drama.
it's worse for the people watching than it is out there playing, but they've given us a fantastic final, both players, and both families can be very proud. John's family's been down for the 2 days and he almost pulled it off. Well,
59.
it's just a little reaction, and that's probably with respect for John Higgins. But how is he feeling? John Higgins looks very tired now. and it's hard to describe how he'll be feeling inside. John will be disappointed because it looked as if he was going to
66.
defeat the defending world champion. It's hugs all around.
John Higgins certainly asked the question.
67.
But in the end, Mark Selby certainly came up with all the answers. Absolutely brilliant.
And an exhibition shot. Look at this for a position on the last red. That's the way to finish a world championship.
74.
What a shot.
75.
He has played some unbelievable shots in this year's Betfred World Championship, it has to be said.
What a turnaround. 10-4, as you said.
Doesn't matter about the black.
Selby.
What a performance from the defending champion. Isn't that nice to see John Higgins coming forward, clapping the defending world champion, and hugs all around. What a win for Mark Selby. That's his third world title in 4 years, and he becomes the Betfred 2017 world champion. Well played, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a final worthy of the 40th anniversary here at the Crucible Theatre. Congratulations to Mark, Sophia and Vicky, and a family moment. But I'm with our heroic runner-up, John. 6 years to get back to a 6th Crucible final. You played such a courageous part tonight, but what can you say about this man's adhesive qualities? He just will not go away.
Yeah, he's granite, isn't he? Absolutely granite. Yeah, I mean, the second session, I had my chances. The ball that killed it for me was I missed a pink into the middle bag. I could have went 9-3 in front, and that might not have made a difference at the end up, who knows, but that was a big frame. And Mark done what he always does. He clears up under the most extreme pressure. He's a fantastic champion.
But you pushed him all the way, John, and you know, it's 19 years since you first appeared in a Crucible final, and that's the longest span in Crucible history. And it's a remarkable achievement, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? And John, you've also shot back up to world number 2 at the age of 41. And there's so much to be proud about in this run. How much have you enjoyed it to be part of this final again? Yeah,
listen, it's been an unbelievable tournament, the 40th year anniversary. I couldn't have asked. No, I gave everything, and I just came up short to a great champion. So, listen, I'm proud of myself, but it was too good in the day.
I know you wanted a 5th, John, but next year's the 20th anniversary of your victory. Come back and do it again. Thank you very much. John Higgins, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, John. And here he is, our champion. 3 times in 4 years. You're getting the hang of this, Mark.
Yeah, unbelievable. Can't believe it, really. Still pinching myself now. But, yeah, just want to say a big congratulations to John. Obviously, like John said, from 10-4 to get out 10-7 yesterday, I felt over the moon because I was literally hit the wall, had nothing left. And, yeah, John outplayed me most of yesterday. So to get out 10-7, I was over the moon. And then today I come back a lot more fresh and played a lot better.
Yeah, you said it yourself. 6-frame deficit yesterday. You won those 3 at the end of last night. So crucial. And then went on that run of 12 frames in 14. What kicked in for you last night, Mark?
I don't know. I mean, when I was 10-4 down, like I say, I more or less was missing everything. I'd literally had nothing left. And then when it was 10-4, I said to myself, look, come on, just try and pull yourself together. Try and find something. Because if you're going to go down and lose, obviously at least go down fighting, you know. So I tried to find something, and fortunately enough for me, John missed a few balls you wouldn't expect him to miss, and gave me a few chances to get back in the match.
He came back at you, frame 31, really big frame. There was a big moment in that one. And how did you put that out of your mind and come back fighting to make the ton in the next?
Yeah, well, I thought it touched, but I mean, I trust Jan. Jan said it didn't. I spoke to John, and John and Steve, and they said it didn't. And to be fair to John, he even asked if you wanted a replay, which was kind of him. But yeah, I mean, I just had to put it out of my mind. I mean, you're in the world final at the end of the day, so you have to try and just blank it all out. But just a big congratulations to John. I mean, he's a great guy off the table, great guy on the table, worthy champion, and yeah, one of the all-time greats. So to play him in another final is a special occasion.
Well said, thank you, Mark. And just finally, ladies and gentlemen, it means that you now join Steve Davis, Stephen Hendry and Ronnie O'Sullivan as the only guys ever to win back-to-back here at the Crucible. That's a club. How special to be a member of it now.
Yeah, very special. I mean, to sort of get over them 2 wins and be sitting at 3 world titles out there on my own is unbelievable, really. And like you say, to be only one of 4 players to defend it is just something I can only dream of.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 40th anniversary champion, Mark Selby.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your presentation party, Mark Stebbings, Managing Director of Betfred Retail, and Barry Hearn, Chairman of World Snooker. Ladies and gentlemen, your runner-up receiving a silver medal and a cheque for £160,000. 2 decades at the top, and he's still going strong. John Higgins. And the winner, receiving a cheque for £375,000, the trophy and the title, 2017 Betfred World Snooker Champion, Leicester's hat-trick hero, Mark Selby. Once again, your champion, Mark Selby!
So the celebrations can start for real now for our champion once again, as we've been saying, 3 in 4 years, and that really is a fantastic domination now. He's been world number 1 for 116 weeks consecutively. Chew on that one, Mark. And he finishes the season for the 6th year in a row as the world number 1. What a dominant world champion he is at the moment, John.
Truly brilliant player. Honestly, absolutely. John Higgins couldn't have said it any better. Ran it. And the pair of them are the 2 exemplary match players. John's won 4 world championships, Mark's on 3. And that's no coincidence. The games are just suited to these longer formats. And the 2 of them, they just know the way around a snooker table better than most. And he is going to take a heck of a lot of knocking off the number 1 spot. He is that good.
He is, and actually he's won 5 big events this season, and that joins Stephen Hendry and Ding Junhui, who also hold the record in world ranking events. See, that's a 5th win of the season. He's the first man to do the China Open World Double as well, and he smashes through the £1 million earnings barrier in the 2-year rolling ranking list as well. So many firsts that this guy is now beginning to achieve.
Yeah, and when we look at the field of players that are potential winners, to think there's a dominant character forcing his way through is just amazing. Those wonderful moments.
Sophia stealing the show. Yeah,
yeah, but I think he's an exceptional player, exceptional match player. And there's already been said, I think it's going to take some performance to knock him off the perch in the next few years. It's going to take some young player to come through who's actually takes every part of his game on board but becomes stronger. And we're close to the ceiling of performance now.
I mean, he was pushed so hard, wasn't he? Semi-final and final. But he just finds a way to win. And there's reserves in there, the stamina and the mental concentration, everything about him. He just wins, and it's happening a lot.
And There's the question. How many more times is it likely to happen now? Because we might be looking at a guy who could seriously challenge in terms of maybe 5 or 6 or who knows thereafter.
Yeah, well, it's
only 33, John.
Well, he's the benchmark. It's as simple as that. He is the benchmark. And if you're going to win this championship, someone's going to have to play exceptionally well to beat him, because he is the man to beat here.